Hi, Simone. It's lovely to see you today. I just wanted to ask you if you could tell us what aphasia has meant to you.
Well, in my case, my husband Nick, he had his stroke 4 years ago and he's got really quite severe aphasia. So it's possible that the impact is harder on me than somebody, a partner whose spouse or whoever's aphasia isn't as severe. But for me, it's been completely life-changing. You know, I was a career woman. I've had to give up my career, and that kind of self-defined me because I've always been a career woman. I miss my colleagues, so I've missed that social opportunity. Obviously, I've lost my income. That's had an impact on me. So yeah, it's really changed my life. And now I almost feel like I'm not my own person. I'm there to make sure somebody else is okay, and I can't really think about myself very much. And so that has roll-on effects of sort of mental health impact, and you know, I struggle with it from time to time. Yeah.
Okay. Had you heard of aphasia before Nick had his stroke?
Well, I had only because of bad luck. My mother had a stroke 8 months before Nick did, and she had aphasia. Before that, I'd never heard of it like everybody else. So I knew roughly what it was like. But for Mum, she didn't live long beyond her stroke. So I didn't really understand the full impact other than I couldn't communicate with her for a few months.
Okay, all right. What has helped you cope with the impact of Nick's aphasia?
What's helped me cope? So I think, without wanting to sound like a Discover advertisement, definitely Discover, because, you know, it has given both of us opportunities. Nick has managed to learn to communicate better, not obviously through speaking because he can't speak, but through other means. And also for me, you know, until you're in this world, you don't realise that you can communicate if you can't speak and you can't sign. You know, Nick would be incapable of that. So that's really helped us because we can now communicate to a certain extent, which we couldn't before. Speaking with other partners, knowing that you're not alone. And, you know, to be quite honest, while Nick's having his Discover class every week, we all go for coffee. And we always end up laughing because the situation is so ridiculously difficult, but it makes light for us. So it really does help.
Yeah, speaking with others in the same situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, unless you are in it, it doesn't, no disrespect to people in Discover, but unless you are living this life, it's really impossible to understand it. And so speaking to people who are living that life, it's just such an outlet.
Yeah.
I think one of the things also, you know, people don't understand that when people have something like a stroke or any other really debilitating disease, you actually lose people in your life. A lot of people find it too difficult to deal with or too much like hard work. And so you become quite isolated and also unsupported. So everybody I speak to, and including myself and Nick, we've all lost friends.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to deal with too.
Yes.
I think another thing that's helped me cope, and Nick as well, is acceptance. Nick has been astonishing in accepting what has happened to him. And if you don't have that acceptance of, you know, you're not really going to ever communicate again like you did in the past, you just wouldn't survive it. And by accepting it, it makes it easier, and also it stops you becoming really depressed. You can still find some joy in your life.